diabetes? Kindly raise your hand, those who used to have diabetes, but they have overcome it with the process of yoga. How many? Kindly raise your hand. This is a good number, I think. Yes. So we can overcome the diabetes, the thyroid. Either it is hyperthyroid or hypothyroid, whatever it is. It has, which was already not built in body, and it has come due to the lifestyle imbalances. So we can improve the lifestyle, and with the help of yoga, we can overcome all the problems. How? Because our body has the inner healing capacity, and that's why we are trying to build up with the practice of yoga. So let us do some pranayam, and with the pranayam, we would actually, when we feel that our knees are paining, we will do some subtle exercises also. So let us start with the Bhastrika Pranayam. Breathe in and breathe out forcefully. Forceful inhalation, forceful exhalation. That is what we are doing in Bhastrika Pranayam. The conscious breathing. And when we do conscious breathing and we apply some force with our lungs, we are able to manage to increase the amount of air and then the oxygen inside our body. You know, when we breathe, our lungs, because we are breathing the air, so whatever there is in environment is goes inside the lungs. We have some barriers. We have nose here, then the sinuses, then there's our tonsils. They try to bar unwanted species and the dust, and up to a very high amount they are able to do their job. And that's why when we breathe in unhealthy environment, so first of all we get cough and this running nose because our sinus get affected, because the sinus is trying to protect us from the outside viruses. Then comes to the tonsil, the throat infection, because here also the God has fit us with the equipment which is trying to protect us. And then that air goes to our lungs. And then the exchange happens between the lungs and between the veins, which are carrying the carbonated blood. So what happens there is, when the exchange is happening, when we are inhaling the oxygen, obviously the environment has 21% oxygen in it. We are only able to actually utilize 4% of what we are inhaling, and the rest of the 17% is thrown out. So already we are only utilizing 4%. And if the amount of air is less, if the breathing is short, then obviously we would get reduced amount of oxygen, which means we are compromising with our health. Some part will obviously cry for help, because that part would not be getting enough amount of oxygen which is required for body to function, for body to manufacture the energy. And we are running over energy only. We are not running over food. We are running over the energy which is created with the digestion and oxygenation process of that food. And this whole process is happening inside our cells. So we need to strengthen our cells. We need to strengthen our arteries, the veins, the whole complete circulatory system, whole nervous system, the muscular system. And the only thing in this whole world which helps us to do this whole process all together, and that is yoga only. Because with yoga, we are working on our nervous system also, over our muscular system also, we are working over our circular system also, we are working over our digestive system also, we are working over our cells also, the muscles, everything, the brain. So this is a holistic way of achieving the health. And you are doing Bhastrika Pranayam. I started talking, you started listening, but you have to do pranayam also with that. So kindly continue with the pranayam. Let us now do some Kapalabhati pranayam also. The only difference between Bhastrika and Kapalbhati is the process, obviously. So the process is different. How come? In Bhastrika, we were inhaling and exhaling forcefully, but in Kapalbhati Pranayam, we exhale out forcefully. In Bhastrika, we were applying this force to our lungs, only lungs. That's why our chest actually bulges out and it shrinks, because we are applying force over the lungs particularly. We are not breathing with our stomach. But when we do Kapalbhati Pranayam, we are exhaling out with the help of our stomach. Inhalation process is very normal. 24 hours we are breathing, we are inhaling. It is happening like that only. So that happens in Kapalbhati also. The only thing what we have to do is that we have to contract the muscles of the stomach. And what happens when we contract the muscles? Obviously, when we contract the muscles, there is a diaphragm, which is actually separating the digestive system with the respiratory system. And when we contract the muscles of our digestive system, the stomach, so what happens? This diaphragm goes up. And if it is going up, it will create some pressure over our lungs. Lungs will shrink. And when they will shrink out, whole hair will poke out. And this will also create a vibrational effect in our stomach, in our chest, in our heart, in our excretory system also, in our reproductive system also. So that's why we call this Kapalbhati Pranayam as the king of the pranayam, because it is actually impacting the whole body, or almost all the systems. This Kapalbhati Pranayam is covering, starting from nervous system, circulatory system, even the muscular system. It also affects directly and indirectly the skeletal system. It also actually helps to recover our this respiratory system, the digestive system, the reproductive system, the excretory system, the circulatory system, the lymphatic system. Each and every, we have around 11 systems in our body working, and these are the best example of organization, because even if a single system or a single organ of the system will show up the ego, whole body will stop. मैं नहीं करता ऐसा, वो क्या कर लोगे? If heart says this, our body will not work. If kidney or the other parts, even if there is a single pin, needle, and if you are pointing it towards the body, whole body is getting affected. It gets us to only the skin, but we are feeling pain all over the body. We can't neglect it. And that's what is a perfect example of organization. How do we need to work in the organization? Whereas we need each and every organ inside the body, we need each and every person to join. Because this is our organization, the Patanjali organization, which is working for the well-being of the people. It is the perfect example of humanity services. And that's what we are feeling also when we conduct these regular yoga classes, and we try to keep them free of cost. If we are charging, then also to just to sustain the yoga classes we are charging. So we are actually from mind we are free, that we are able to do something for our society, because we get a lot from our society, and we feel happy when we do something for others. Only in that situation. Just remember, if someone is in pain and we are just pressing their legs, just remember that moment. How do we feel? We feel so blessed. We feel so complete, because we are getting the blessings of the person also. And we feel that we are of use, because we are doing something for people. And when we do for our society, for the nature, for this whole universe, when we try to give it back, we have the Karma Siddhanta. Kindly keep doing Kapalbhati Pranayam. So what does the Karma Siddhanta says? According to the philosophy, the Eastern philosophy, what does it say? The Sanatan philosophy, it says that whatever we do, we get back it in return. We know this. But do we get the same amount we are giving, or do we get the more than that what we are giving? It is more than what we give. Just remember, when we do the farming of wheat, how much amount of wheat for 1 acre of land? We are just putting 30 to 35 kg of utilizing the wheat, and when this nature, after 6 months, when the nature returns back, this is more than hundreds of sometimes 10 quintal and more than that. So this is the concept of karma. What we do, it returns back, but it actually gets amplified. Either it is good or bad. And we are here to do good. So when we are conducting a yoga class, when we are teaching people to do yoga, when we are motivating them to do yoga, and when they do yoga and after doing yoga they get benefit in their health, so it is our karma, it returns back. We started, we ignite one class, we ignited one people, and then